Who said this quote? Trusting you is my decision. Proving me wrong is your choice. A. Albert Einstein. B. Socrates. C. Amelia Earhart. Or D. Patrick Starr. If you said Patrick Starr, you're correct. Today we're playing Minecraft again. And I'm joined by somebody, Dexter. I forgot to start Minecraft before recording, so bear with me for a second. Morgan. Yeah, Dexter Morgan. Talking a southern accent. Dutch, I gave you everything I had. Wait, what did he say again? Dutch, I gave you all I had. That's a spoiler. I mean, bro, this game has been out for years. Okay? So, yes. Today's top. Also, I was so saddened because I was going to look up the clip where Patrick says that, you know, it's not a real quote. For 2 years, I was led to believe that Patrick Starr really said that. And I would believe it. You know, sometimes Patrick drops, wisdom. Like that one time where he said, whoever's white Honda is out there, you left your lights on or something like that. And then he was like stuck in a trumpet or whatever, or trombone. You know, like that was wisdom. Right, Barrel Man? Was good, Barrel Man. Anyhow, today we're gonna talk about integrity. Now, what is integrity? I already forgot. Let me go to Google, because I already forgot what that means. Or, I mean, I know what it means, but just like the definition that Google tells you. You know, according to Oxford language, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. But more specifically here, what the AI thingy says is it involves adhering to a code of values, being trustworthy and acting with honesty even when unobserved. And that's more specifically what I am talking about today. You know, like what do you do when nobody is watching? You know what I mean? Do you uphold the same values? Do you beat your shit? Sorry. Like what do you do when nobody's observing you? Also, why is the Minecraft music so loud? Holy moly. Dexter, what do you do when you're not being watched?
Play this game.
Fire. For context, he's playing Persona 4 Golden. But yes, so it's just stuff like that. I'll give you guys an example in why I wanted to talk about this. I won't say who, because it's not your business, respectfully. But there's somebody that I know, right, that has had some problems lately. And because of those problems, he's opted to drink and drive, right? And that's one of those things that, for me, it's a big no-no. I will never condone, you know, drinking and driving for a particular set of reasons. Like, you know, it hits close to home, you know, ooh, creeper. Aw, man. But also just because not only are you putting yourself in danger, which sometimes if you're drunk and driving, you don't really care about that, but you're also putting others at danger, and that's the problem. Look, if you have private property, right, and you're driving around like a lunatic in your own private property, and you crash and, you know, whack yourself out of this world, that's on you. But when you're drinking and driving, you're putting other people at danger. So obviously, I'm not just gonna be a yes man to people. I'm gonna go ahead and say, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. Ow, skeleton. So I talked to him and I'm like, hey, don't do this. This was a while ago. Probably like I was gonna say a couple years ago, a couple of months ago, right? I caught bro doing that again. And I told him, yo, like he knows. It's not like he's stupid, you know. I told him, don't be doing that, because I was just being redundant, just telling him the same shit again. Like, you're putting yourself and others in danger, especially others in danger, right? Like, don't be doing that. And then he said, okay, I won't do it. I promise you. And then recently, I caught him doing it again. And, you know, he said, oh, my bad, I won't do it again. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, that, wait, what? That's a zombie with a pumpkin head. Is today? Oh, today's Halloween, right? Is today Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I had no idea. Dude, I've been so lost in these days. It's crazy. Happy Halloween, guys. I'd never celebrated because they usually lace the candies where I'm from with Fent. That's pretty cool. Never got one, sadly. Anyways, so I had a sneaking suspicion that he was drinking while I wasn't like around. Like I was, you know what I mean? Like I had a suspicion, and I ended up being right. You know that he was in fact doing it again. Only this time he wasn't doing it when I was around, and it leads me to the idea of integrity. You know, I was like, I told him because he once again promised me that he won't do it again. So I said, okay, it's not about what you promised me. At the end of the day, you know, I could die tomorrow, right? Like, you don't have to uphold that promise just to me. That promise is to yourself. You know what I mean? Kind of like that thing with Patrick. You could keep the fake Patrick quote, which again, I'm so upset that it wasn't real. But anyways, it's like I can put my trust in you, but you know that's up to you to prove me wrong, right? You know what I mean? To break that trust, you know, and it's all about yourself. I told them like, kind of like with these videos, you know, it goes hand in hand with a video that I made called Promise, where I said that I would at least work on the main channel video for 3 hours a day. I'm gonna be honest to y'all. Yesterday I didn't do that. Yesterday I probably spent most of my time low key chilling. I was playing Roblox, okay? I did work on it a little bit, but not the 3 hours as I promised. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I can't say that I won't do it again, which is why I want to try and attempt to, you know, try it again. And I'll tell you in a week if I really did accomplish that. I'm not perfect, and nobody is perfect. Of course, you're going to mess up. You know what I mean? But it's like, okay, I'm going to try my best to change and have that type of integrity, right? Like, hold, like, my word, you know what I mean? And hold myself accountable, right? So it's like that. I told bro, I could tell you right now that I'm gonna go on a diet, which I am. You know what I mean? But behind the scenes, I could be buying food. I could be going crazy, right? And I don't ever have to tell you about it. Of course, I'm only lying to myself. I mean, I'm lying to you, obviously, but I'm also lying to myself. So I don't like to do that. Me personally, I don't like lying in that way. You know, obviously, at some point I will lie about certain stuff. Some things, yeah, you probably do have to lie about, or it's probably better to lie about certain things, right? But when it comes to stuff like that, I just don't see why. You know what I mean? I don't see why. I don't know. Because it's like, I don't know. It's the same thing with one of my previous friends that I used to have, where like our last interaction that we had, you know, because he was started hanging around bad people, was starting to do things that was not cool, right? And it's just part of the area that I come from, so I wasn't surprised that that's kind of like what was around him. But I was just telling him, I'm like, look, bro, these ain't the right kind of people. They don't have your best interest in mind. Like they're gonna be like peer pressuring you into doing stuff, and I told him that. Sure enough, he started drinking, smoking, and again, up to you how you feel about that. But I feel like, you know what I mean? Oh, mine shaft. Look at that. Oh shit, I'm about to get killed by a skeleton. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my sigma. Alright, hold on. Holy moly. Oh shit. Oh, how do I escape? I don't remember where I came from. Why am I even down here? What's the point? Oh, over there. Okay. There we go. My bad, guys. I had to hold that thought because there's a lot of mobs, a lot of opposition. You know what I mean? Too many ups, as they say. You know, but you know, same thing with bro. I felt like he just wasn't telling me everything at some point, and then we just stopped talking a lot. And then when I asked him to pull up, I was just like, yo, like, why have you been quiet and stuff? And then he said something like, I'm just tired of acting like someone I'm not. And to me, like, that really bothered me, probably more than even he realized, because it's like, the last thing I want from people is to hide how they are, not out of the fear, not the word is not fear, but not because they don't want to hear me preaching about it. I'm not like preachy. I might be, but it's like, I'm not doing that because I want to control your life. I'm just looking out for my people. I don't know, like I like when people look out for me and say, hey, what you're doing here is not right. You know what I mean? Like I like when people hold me accountable, because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'd probably be such a terrible person if people didn't hold me accountable, because I do have a lot of bad habits. You know what I mean? I like when people hold me accountable, right? Because like it humbles you, it grounds you, right? Let me drink some water. And that's what I mean, like, you know. So it was really sad that he said that, because I'm like, I don't want you to act fake. You feel what I'm saying? Like I would prefer for us to have a conversation about, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I was just looking out for bro, and then after that we just haven't really talked. I mean, we haven't talked at all. So I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's just I kind of wish that, you know, he saw how I saw it, but it is what it is. You know, sometimes I don't know. People would prefer to live the kind of life that they want to live. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not making sense here. I don't know. At the end of the day, like the way that I see it is, what do? Do you uphold your morals? Like people on Twitter, right? All the time they're arguing about, like, oh, this person said this person did that, you know, and obviously something should rightfully be called out. You know, that's obvious, right? But you then see people that have these kind of morals and then end up doing some crazy shit themselves. I'm like, either you are a saint or you're not, and nobody here is a saint. Nobody's perfect. I've done things that have hurt people, you know what I mean, like emotionally. I've never actually put my hands on anybody. Like, you know, I've done things that make me mad. You know, I've messed up in life, but, you know, I wanna, you know what I mean, I will face the consequences of that because that was on me, but I want to move forward, right? I'm not making sense because I already forgot where I was going with that. It happens, right? I was gonna make a farm today. I just got so distracted with the recording today. I got some iron though, so I can make more pickaxes. Not pickaxes, axes. Give me a second. Iron Golem, why are you pushing me? Stop pushing me. I will turn you into iron. Oh. Did I just give him one? Bruh. I don't know you could do that. I think in the next video, tomorrow's video, I'm gonna try to build an actual farm. Have the cows grown? Yes, they have. Let me force them to mate. Come here. Come here. Come here, cow. You and you. Yeah. 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 Mo. Sorry about that. Where was I at? There's... Why is there... What the hell? Why is there 4 iron golems? What? Hold on. There was only 1. Is this like a Halloween thingy? Am I tripping? What? Damn, we're protected out here. That's crazy. Alright. Well, regardless, anyways, back to the subject at hand, even though I don't think there's much more to say about it. You know, it's really just about, like, you know, if you say you are a certain way, do you mean that? You know what I mean? Like, will you uphold that? You know? That's just what I mean, like, it's gonna happen where you're gonna mess up. Not everybody's perfect. I think most people will probably mess up more often than not. You know, like you're gonna say you're gonna do something and you end up not doing it. You know, it happens. You know, I feel like it sucks when you lie to people. When you lie to the people, lie to your people. You know, I don't know. That was really it for today's topic. I feel like now I have to make these videos long, but I think I'm fine with making a short video. It wasn't a really crazy topic. It was just one of those things that I think about it and I'm like, I don't really get the point in lying. I don't really get the point of acting like someone you're not. Like if I tell you guys, like with these videos, like the whole point of them is like I tell you the truth, even if the truth it hurts, or even if the truth is like not so savory. You know what I mean? And I've messed up a lot of the times, or I do shit that, like, you know, has made people dislike me and shit. Like, I'm willing to admit that, and willing to admit when I'm at fault. I think that's a good way to look at things. I don't know, but that's just me, I guess. You know, some people probably would rather hide who they are and not, not do what I'm doing, where I'm just telling you everything, right? Like, spreading it out for you, if you will. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. But I don't know. Everybody is their own way. I always wear my heart on my sleeve, as they say. Kitty, why you keep coming into my... Okay. Gotta turn this off because I don't want her to burn herself. Kitty, Michael, don't leave me here. Don't leave me here. I might have undiagnosed autism. Regardless, that's it for today's video. I thought I would have it would be a longer video. This might be the shortest video I make in this Minecraft series. I thought Dexter would have more of an input, but I think he's too busy playing Persona 4. I would say peak, but there's Persona 3, so yeah. That's it for today's video. I will say this in every single video going forward. If there's something that you want to do in life, do it now, because you're only getting older and you're gonna regret the time that you did not spend doing what you have to do. It's okay to one day maybe not do much work. Consistency is about doing it every single day as much as you possibly can. That being said, I appreciate you for stopping by, giving me your time of the day. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.